Aha!
Welcome to another wonderful week of Dungeons and Dungeons. Last week there was the success of a moot. The Grand Moot of the North, all coming off the many adventures the Fandolin crew or the Chosen had worked so hard to achieve. You saw those results, your boons, and some of your drawbacks, all of which was extremely telling and exciting. With that, you made your choice to go pursue Lianzhou to see what's going on there to try and steal back the palantir, so maybe the Kobold Alliance stops watching you 24/7 and you can make some moves and defeat this evil empire once and for all. On your travel southward after finding new ways of traveling and transportation through your travels with the Blackstaff to Waterdeep and back, you guys came across a caravan that was under attack by a bunch of robed Kobold Alliance mages, and
so we're good.
Bellona, Ralia, and Ari participated in conducting a surprise attack and killing all involved. At this point, Ari went up to loot one of the mages, as well as Ralia, the other, and he found the familiar face of Carp from Fandolin, was one of the people he had shot and killed. Could be no more than about 14 years old at this point. That is where we pick up from last session. What do you want to do?
Keep looting for arrows.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check as you're looting for arrows.
Stupid kid.
Thanks. Natural 20. I'm serious.
I believe you. Why would you lie?
No,
Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. 100. There. Yep. Yep. You're getting there. It's
okay. I see it.
I believe it.
It won't focus.
It's good. I believe you. Oh dear God. Yes. All right. Oof. I didn't know this was possible when you weren't in person. Wow. All right.
So that's 20. For I think a 26 or something like that.
There are no arrows on these individuals. As you check through your first one, these are clearly casters. And what you notice as you search their bodies is there are blue, like crystal structures implanted in their arms, down their backs, and in their sides.
What about the arrows that I had shot?
Yeah, you can recover those.
Cool.
For the most part, those are all fine.
Thanks. Is there anything else of note?
Their ages all seem to be of young. The races of the individuals are human, halfling, gnome, and that makes up the majority of this mage's party here for the Cobalt Wolves.
Anyone familiar?
I'm just gonna investigate.
No.
Excellent.
Carp's body.
All right. As you investigate Carp's body, you see these blue crystalline structures placed in his arm at different places. There's severe bruising around every area in which the blue crystals are placed. Feeling his back, you can feel more of these placed inside. And on his person, there are spell books. As you're looking through him, very rudimentary and basic spells. What you would understand to be cantrips for most. He looks similar to when you last saw him in Fandolin. It's very jarring to see him in a Cobalt uniform.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna yell to Ulazal. Ulazal, come here right now.
Oh, I will go over. Right now.
As he's making his way towards me, I'm just gonna stare at him and I'm gonna say, "Can you cast a spell the message?"
Yes.
Can you speak with Sister Garoline?
Sure. What do you need to say?
Ask her what happened to Carp.
I cast sending to Sister Geraldine and asked her what happened to Carp. You okay?
Ulasol, it's good to hear from you. Carp, we haven't heard from Carp in nearly 3.5 years. He disappeared some time ago. We're all worried sick.
He disappeared.
He defected.
Do you know this guy? This kid?
You knew him 5 years ago. He was just a kid.
Huh.
He was a boy from one of the first towns we met in, that we traveled through, and we did a lot in this town and grew quite close with them.
Huh. I think that one was mine. Sorry.
This was actually mine.
Oh.
Out of character. Aries not saying that,
Yeah.
but that was actually me.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did this happen? Why are all these children in a war zone?
Good question.
Because that's what the Cobalt Wolves do.
Is this unprecedented?
I'm gonna be walking up while they're talking.
Give me a history check.
I'll go with.
Not you in particular, but anybody on who is native to Atul. Give me a history check, as Bellona has asked if this is common.
19.
10.
Only in stories
14.
for the highest roll of the people who are native to Atul. So that's this.
Oh, that's not me.
Yeah.
Well,
Only stories of orc tribes, goblinoids have ever enlisted the youth to fight. This would be jarring, unsettling, stomach lurching to find children this young fighting, especially using magic. It is unheard of in the world of Atul.
What's up with those crystals?
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I walk up to this, do I see the crystals as well? Is
You
it
do.
pretty obvious?
Yes, at this point, because of all, Ari was investigating them, yes. You see the crystals.
I will take a look. I want to just investigate them, look at them, see if there's any magical...
Give me an Arcana check.
That's what I was hoping for.
I'll just say to Bellona,
20.
unprecedented, yes, but I do not put this beneath Escop Grandier. This is the kind of thing we're fighting against.
With a 20, you definitely recognize these as a sort of new age magic. It's pushing the boundaries. It looks experimental. A lot of the markings and the arcane ruins that are even implanted in certain areas. As you look over the child more, you can see the circles are in a script, and you're seeing some of the arcane script that's actually in very tiny handwriting, almost like tattoos around the body. Nothing like Ares tattoos, but like legitimately carving, and some of them even scarring for these runes to be implanted into this individual child. It looks like they were put into them, and it gives off, I'd say, because you rolled so high, a type of magic that leans more toward necromancy that you're familiar with.
Necromancy.
I'm familiar with a lot of these runes. Necromantic in nature.
do you know what they say?
It doesn't exactly say something so much as it's a magical being.
Does that mean they were already dead?
Perhaps. I am not entirely sure.
You could ask your friend,
I
right?
do, yes, I was, yes. I did happen to capture the soul of the captain, and I have him here, and I'll pull out my bird cage.
Yep.
Just out of curiosity, I want to go inspect the captain. Is it anybody I'm familiar with?
The captain is Dust.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So yes, he is very familiar.
He looks just like Xiaomir.
And he said
my
it.
God.
And he said it.
He said it. He just had to do it. That's it, boys. I'm out of here.
Insensitive. You just got back.
Good
Come
run.
on.
It was good while it lasted.
All right. So I will use. It's not actually an action or anything. I will query soul.
Okay.
I will read it to you.
Yes, please.
It says, you ask the soul a question, no action required, and receive a brief telepathic answer, which you can understand regardless of the language used. The soul knows only what it knew in life, but it must answer you truthfully and to the best of its ability. The answer is no more than a sentence or two and might be cryptic.
Oh boy.
You can just keep fucking railing this guy with questions.
I have 6 uses.
Okay. I was about to say, like, oh shit. Read your character or your player's character sheets. All right.
I probably would not torment a soul like that. They deserve to move on eventually.
That is in line with the teachings of the Raven Queen, so right on for you.
I will ask him, who is your group and what were you doing here?
We were the 4th Squadron Deathcasters sent here to kill any deserting separatists.
Yeah, I will relay that to everybody. Anything he says, I'll relay.
Yep.
And then I'll ask another question. What is the nature of these necromantic enchantments on these seemingly children?
I know nothing of necromancy.
It is very interesting.
Ask him what they do.
What do these crystals do?
They give us divine strength through our master.
Ask him who his master is.
And who is your master?
Get his fucking name up.
We got him.
Got him.
It's gonna be someone even more evil than Asmodeus. Can't wait.
Super Asmodeus.
Asmodeus Prime.
What do you mean, Thanos?
The dark. No. The darkness.
Oh my god.
His name's just evil.
Hail the darkness.
Nico Bolas.
No, fuck that.
Nissa.
There's the real evil.
Nissa who shakes the world. No.
Lord Master Locarus Durat.
Never heard of that one before.
That name ringing any bells?
Go ahead and make a history check.
Does
Can
that
anyone
ring any
make that?
bells for me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody,
same.
everybody can make that.
Okay.
Oh.
13.
1, 3.
8.
18.
What the f-
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Never heard it in your life.
23 doesn't know?
No idea. You've never heard that name.
Just 10.
Even though.
No idea.
I have Only two more questions to ask him. Is there anything specific, or should
Were
we
these
hold
children dead before?
Can we ask where they came from?
Yes.
Like where their stronghold is or something like that?
I can do that. Ari, to your question, I don't believe he will know. He said that he knows nothing of necromancy, so from my understanding, he would be very aware of necromancy if these children were dead prior. Perhaps not, but
That's fair. Good analysis.
I could ask where they came from. Do you think that will be helpful?
We might need to be more specific than that.
What do we need to know? Where's their base of operations, or where?
Yeah, that's the word we were looking for.
That is good. What is your base of operations? Where is your base of operations?
While he's asking all these
Exact GPS
questions, I'm gonna start digging graves.
Okay.
Nice, I'll help.
Not this one.
And what should we do with this one?
We need to find a way to bring him back to Phandalin.
Why Phandalin?
Because that's where he's from.
Okay.
Powers.
Does this crew have diamonds?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
We have a lot of diamonds.
It's got a shit ton of diamonds.
I'm just curious.
It's also been far longer than a minute.
Yes, it has.
That doesn't bother.
Well, I can also certainly make him move.
Your question.
Do you have any way of preserving
Where is your base
bodies?
of operations?
Our
9.
home is Lianzhou.
So, okay. We could hold on to the last one if we come up with something. If there's a time that we have a specific question need answered. I don't think there is too much we can get out of him now.
You can just hold him for as long as you want.
8 hours.
That sounds kind of torturous.
He is moving on to eternal life, so it is the danger in 8 more hours.
Fair enough.
It may be eternal torment, but we will see.
Salem, Cherish, and the third, which I forgot. I had it written down somewhere, so forget it. His name's Alex.
Alex.
Alexander. That's his name.
Did
They finally walk over and they are examining the bodies, and they're talking amongst themselves quietly. Salem has an extremely solemn face on.
they don't have anything that says their name on it, does it?
Give me an
The
investigation
kids.
check.
Okay.
Are you searching each of the bodies as you put them into the grave?
Yeah, to see if I can see a name.
Sure.
7.
7. No. You're not noticing anything. Their belongings seem to be multifaceted with pockets, but you can't really find anything within them.
Okay. I'll just start putting them in separate graves, and I'll leave Carp as Airy requested.
Okie dokie.
Um,
Wait for Hunter to get back before we go
How-
forward. So.
How should they be marked?
Mazel asked to the crew, and you receive no response, as everyone seems enamored with their own thoughts at this moment.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you ask something?
The graves. How should we mark them? Stone? What? With the message? What? Well, I didn't know their names.
I have returned.
I'm gonna look around for how many kids are there?
Including
13.
Carp, 11.
11? Oh shit! I was doing work.
Yeah. So it's taking hours of your time. The Gray Hand do help out with you to make it quicker.
Bologna said she was helping as well. So.
All right. So, I mean, you guys are digging time, but to dig a grave takes a while. So you guys spend a few hours.
Can I rage and make it go faster?
Yes. Marginally.
You can like move earth and stuff, can't you?
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, that spell today though.
Sure.
Are there any stones around? Like,
Well, also realize you, even though this is a trade route, if you're going off, it's the winter in the north, so you're digging through snow as well.
oh, I know.
So you guys,
I'm aware of that.
To find a stone, you would have to be digging through the ground. Right now, where you're at, you're not finding stones because you're digging through grass next to the trade route. You'd have to go into the forest and start finding stones.
Yeah, I'll just find a big stick
Yeah.
and stick it in the ground at the like the mid. Like I put them all in a row, and at like the center above all of them, I'll put a giant stick just so we know where it is.
Okay. It's a good way to mark graves.
Just, I don't know. There's too much snow. I don't know what else to do.
Your hands are burning hot despite it being freezing outside. You're able to see your own breath, and you feel that bit of exhaustion and that anger throughout your body as you've dug all these graves as it wraps up.
I guess this will have to do for now.
They deserve better than this. This is the life that this war has given them.
The whole world deserves better. What are we doing with Carp?
Do we have any way of preserving bodies?
I don't have a spell. I might be able to take some of the robes that he had and jerry-rig some cloth and kind of give him a pseudo embalming. Do you think I could do that?
Try to make a medicine check.
You gonna
21.
carry him?
21. Yeah. As you take off his robes and you start the process, you do find one of those compartments in his robe. A journal falls out as you do complete the process.
I would like to read that journal.
All right. You open up the journal, and you can see it has been filled to the brink of daily logs. The most recent pages, as your eyes glance over the pages, talk about the greatness of the Cobalt Alliance, talks about being part of something bigger than oneself, talks about how wonderful it is to finally be serving a higher purpose. As you flip through the pages in the middle, you see entire pages just scribbled and blacked out. You see disturbing drawings as the further back you go, and you see many pages are torn out toward the beginning of the journal entries. You can try to make a insight check to gather what the original journal once looked like.
14.
It's tough to tell, but it looks like the journal been through a lot with Carp, and who he was before doesn't seem to be the same mind as he was after.
I'll show the journal to Ari. He changed. Something happened. I don't know what, but he was disturbed. I don't know. I'll pocket the journal. Keep it on me.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do with this body. I don't know how we could get it anywhere. We're a long ways.
Ralia,
Yes.
actually hold that thought. Can you send a message to say who's with us? Salem's not with us.
Salem's with you. Yep.
Who is in Waterdeep at the moment?
Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking Grey Hand.
I'm gonna go up to Salem. Are you able to send a more instantaneous message to Calgary?
Not more than the black boxes, but I've already sent the preliminary information about all this. This is war crimes on a level we weren't prepared for.
Can we? Uzal never went to the outpost, correct?
No, only Ralia.
Ralia, you don't have any ability to send messages, do you?
No.
I can send a few more if the messages die.
Oh.
You muted, son.
Can't hear you.
Oh yeah, the light went off too. No. Frick.
What did I miss while Bologna was present?
Burying the bodies. They
Okay.
found a journal.
Okay. Carbs journal or just a journal?
Carp's journal.
Carbs.
Cool. Sorry, I spilled some food and I don't want ants, so I had to vacuum.
Are we there? All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes. Hello.
I was looking to send something more immediate, like directly to the guards at that outpost, saying, "We are sending a body. Please hold on to it until Calgary arrives."
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with them, so I can't send a message to them.
You see, Salem, I can send to who's stationed around there if we want to try and send the body. If they see it, they see it. Well, they're protected, so they'll know the body instantly, but a rat body will certainly throw off alarms and potentially be worried to be an arcane trap. So maybe they won't touch it in the dark humor of the situation.
Whoops. Send a message to Calgary, Ulazal.
Okay.
Ask him for one of their mages to send a message to the outpost guards of the teleportation circle that Ralia is familiar with.
Okay. I will message Calgary. And
The message being, "This is the chosen. We are going to send a body through this teleportation circle. Do not be alarmed. It is not a trap. Keep it preserved."
I will do that.
All right. Calgary here's on the other end. And noted is his response.
I'm just gonna let's wait 20 minutes and then we'll send it through a teleportation circle.
As you wait, you guys feel the cold winds of the north blowing by. The near silence of nature as birds whistle. As you pick through some of the caravan, most of the supplies were burnt, set to fire, anything of use destroyed. And a little bit of a snowfall starts to hit the ground as your 20-minute time is up.
Ralia?
I will begin etching runes in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Cast teleportation circle.
All right. The body disappears.
It was a certainly interesting use of a body.
Not up to your standards.
It is not usual for me to care what happens to the physical after the soul leaves. But if it is important to you, I can do it.
Can we just have a ground rule that nobody that we know? Please.
In case of extreme measurements, I might break the rule, but sure.
Personally, I don't care if I die. You can use my body, but just while I'm alive, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know.
For you, I will do that, yes. If we are in grave danger, I cannot promise I will keep it, but in normal situation.
Thank you.
Let's press on.
All right. As the group continues south toward Lianzhou, give me a survival check for Bosno. Man, Salem is struggling. Snow is hard. 23.
Survival. 23.
Yeah, all right. Well, I had premonition then. As you are going through the north, Salem seems to be absent-minded from that last encounter. He seems pretty darn shook up. But as the days are going by, he's getting back to his normal self. Conversations between him and Calgary and other Grey Hand are going back and forth. He lets you all know that the body was received, but he, sitting down one night, he does communicate that some of the court mages, upon seeing this individual, they did their own arcane tests on it, and they noticed the crystals were still giving off arcane magic, even though they took you at face value, it's not a trap. They still did their due diligence, and they are investigating what these crystals are.
It's good. The more we know, the more power we have.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issue with them finding the root of this madness. I just want his body to be brought back in as fair shape as possible.
I insisted that they do not do an autopsy, and they do not do what they typically do to bodies of science. The crystals were all they could examine. The days pass by. Is anybody taking watches? And are you guys rotating watches as you go through?
Rotating.
Is there any?
We're in enemy territory. Yeah, I think it would be foolish.
I'd probably take a few more because I only need 4 hours for a long rest.
Certainly.
I'll probably do like the first ones that I can sleep.
Okay. So give me.
I have a thing
Yeah.
where we don't have to take watch. I mean, if you guys want to, that's fine. But
I remember that.
Yep.
But I still
yeah,
want to
I
take
have
watch.
that thing where I form a thing around us and
Well,
I still want to take watch.
Yep. It's good
You
for
never
no
know, man.
surprises, but
I
yeah,
think
you
it's
might not see.
an extra precaution.
Extra
Yeah, yeah.
precaution
That's fine. I just wanted to
because
mention it again.
because
Yeah,
Escott.
Good.
Yeah,
and hide this a little
that'll be good to have, but we should definitely have a set of eyes or two just to be
Yeah.
sure.
All right,
Before I take my watch, I'll cast Dark Vision on myself.
Sure. And give me pairs. So 2 pairs do perception checks, 2 pairs do perception checks, and 2 pairs do perception checks.
I'll go first as well with Bologna.
I'll give it to Mosnell too.
Okay.
I can do that. It's an 8-hour buff.
This is a first for you. You've never seen so clearly in the darkness.
This is amazing. I've never seen so clear,
Can do it 3
Even-
times a day, man.
even during the day.
Oh boy. That sounds like a problem. So is my roll. Yikes.
I'd say for flavor, the way you give yourself dark vision is you take water and then you mix it with mud and then you put it on eyes, and then when you wipe the eyes away, you can now see in dark vision.
That is exactly what I just did to you, Mosnell.
6 seconds.
Cool beans.
It's 20 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so what did you guys roll for your perception checks?
Fat 12 because I rolled a fucking 3.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
God damn it.
5.
Oh yeah.
You both explode. No. And the cold nights of the north, with you guys don't have a fire present when you're all sleeping, and what fires you do, you hide very much. You feel this endlessness to the landscapes inside the north, especially when you guys try your best to camp in out of sight, but sometimes there are just endless fields, and you take the risk that your enemy could be a mile to your east or west, but it's a mile of flat land and they're not going to see you just because of the hills. And you do your damnedest. And you can hear the howling of wolves at night, which gives Mosnell some comfort as he loves hearing the classical sounds of the north. For Bologna, she very much has to restrain herself from being like, let me go track that down and hunt that shit.
They're a danger. What can I say? They're dangerous.
Yeah.
A quick question.
Sure.
Belfina's, is she a dream druid?
Yep.
So this is the Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow?
Yep.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, so what that does is it makes an invisible sphere. Any open flames within the sphere are not visible outside of it, so it makes
cool.
it super hard to notice.
So you all have your fires every night.
And everyone inside has a +5 bonus to stealth and perception check.
Oh,
Damn.
good to know. So all that did happen, and that still takes into account with your
Oh.
pitiful 17 now, and it's not pitiful for 17, but a 10 for Mosnell.
12.
A 12. Well, it's +5 would be 17. You
Yeah.
guys get +5s on top of that.
Oh, we
5
do?
hours
Okay, then 17.
Inside the sphere.
So, next group, whoever wants to be the next two.
I will be next.
Okay.
I can go.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
What's that?
Who do you want to go, Ralia, or should I?
Oh,
You can go. Just go.
okay. Both you guys make perception checks.
So I already rolled mine.
Yep.
I'll let him go first.
23, you said?
23.
Okay.
34.
With the +5, it's a 28, actually.
You guys are sitting throughout the night, conversationless, as you're reflecting on the events and seeing familiar faces depart this world. One of the snowy hills, just ever barely, Airy, you see the tips of familiar curved horns buried within the snow. Ulazal, in your direction toward the forest, as you guys are getting closer to another elongated forest, or like another patch of forest work of the north, you notice a very, very large owl or eagle inside one of the trees. It's quite majestic. and it does seem to be looking at your group.
Is it an owl or is it someone who has become an owl?
That would be difficult to tell. I guess an insight check?
I don't have detect magic, so perhaps, yeah.
You
Does the behavior of the owl match up with what an owl would normally do?
Do you even know what an owl would normally do?
That's a fair question.
How much time has Ulazal spent with owls?
Yeah, probably not a ton, you're right. But insight is good. That's a 28.
28 at this distance? It looks like a really fucking big owl.
Harry, do owls normally get that big?
As you turn and see, it's a really fucking big owl.
You go talk to that owl.
Me?
Yes.
I don't know how to talk to animals.
Owls don't get that big.
Well, do you want to come with me, or?
I'm gonna check out something else.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk off.
All right. As you walk into the snow, Airy, your crunching footsteps get close enough to the curved horns as you are standing just above the individual that seems to be buried in the snow.
I'm just gonna start pushing the snow away.
As you're pushing the snow away, you start to see fur, and
Oh, no way.
as you push, you see this glow start coming from underneath the snow, and as you push some of it, you accidentally poke it in its eyes, and you hear a "Hail in the darkness."
Hold on a second. I'm gonna just keep digging it until I can get it a little bit like purchased that it can start getting itself out.
All right. As you dig it out just enough, you see it finally shake up, and as it gets up out of the snow it was in, you see it look at you. Hail the darkness. It's the goat
Yeah, I know.
of which you've seen in the past. It looks very pleased with you for digging it out.
Hail the darkness, I know.
Since you responded, "Hail the darkness," you see a alchemy circle appear.
Why are you playing with the devil?
And
Because I have elder beings in my blood.
It's not good. That's not a good thing.
That's too much. That's
You don't have eldritch horrors backing you? Weird.
No. I have a very nice god.
As the circle opens, you see this small little jar hit the snow, and you see him go, "Hail the darkness," and he walks like a few inches left of where he fell and got buried, and sits down.
I'm gonna take a look at this jar.
Okay, it looks like a reddish brown dust.
Okay.
It's Shalmir.
Are there are there any indicators or markings on this jar?
Yes, there's a label on it, and it seems to be in a language I don't know if you know. Do you know Abyssal?
No. Not this character.
Yeah, you don't know what it says on there.
I'll just take the jar.
Yep.
I'll look at him very sincerely. Thank you. And hail the darkness. And I'll start
Hail the
walking back to
darkness.
camp.
And it's not a large jar. It's not a vial small, but it's a little larger than a vial. So you got.
In my head, this is similar to the Parks and Rec episode where there's that cult that predicts the end of the world, and then Ron's just like, "Hail Zorp, everyone!"
Are you selling them recorders or
Yeah.
whatever?
As you're doing this, Ulazal, as you walk toward the owl, you get closer and closer, Did you? I interrupted you. Did you want to do anything else besides just approach the owl?
I just want to tap Mosnall on the foot and say, "Hey, keep watch by the camp. I need to check out this thing real quick."
Okay.
And I'll quietly
You can still see in the dark, by the way. Awesome.
Whoa.
Different day.
It lasts for
different
8
night.
hours.
It's a different night.
Oh, never mind.
It's different.
Well, I would probably do it for
Yeah, it's fine.
if we're taking watch any night.
Yeah, I'm gonna quietly walk over to the owl.
Give me
And,
stealth quietly. Go ahead.
I mean, it's already got its eyes on us, so
It
I
certainly
figure.
does.
So more just calmly, not necessarily stealthily.
Yep.
That one roaming around. Stop. Wow, I rolled double twos for a whopping 4.
You crunch the snow as you approach the owl and you get ever closer to it. You fall a few times and you get wet and you're extremely distracted until you're about 30 feet away from it. And finally, when you're closer, and do you have dark vision?
Nope.
So when you're 20 feet away from it and with the moonlight looking, you're giving it a bigger, just where the moon's hitting just right, you finally get close enough and you see a reflection of the armor it's wearing.
Armor?
You notice a familiar face of the Valkyrie of Skoberheim looking at you.
Well, hello.
Never thought you'd just walk right into my arms.
Well, if I thought the things that you thought, I probably wouldn't think that either. But it's understandable that you hate me the way that you do. But if you knew what happened, you might feel differently.
I doubt that.
Would you care to know the truth?
We know the truth.
So you say.
Corlin's light is never wrong.
That I could agree with. But that doesn't account for people lying.
Count for people what?
Lying.
Lying. The only reason I have not executed you is because of the judgment of Corlin.
Would you care to hear what happened?
We've heard your stories. I heard the court. The transcripts were available to the Valkyries.
I just want to tell you what our journey has been. And the things that have happened since we left. Perhaps I'll tell you something that you can check out for yourself and see that I'm not lying to you. And perhaps you can discover for yourself what happened. You're right to trust the gods, but you're wrong to trust people.
I have no interest in hearing from you, Ulzal Uto. If Corlin did not guide me to respect the wishes of the North, you would be dead.
I certainly don't doubt that. Have a pleasant evening. And I'll turn and I'll walk away.
As you return to the camp,
Guys, there's a Valkyrie watching us.
The
I like
one
my
from
trip
the other
better.
day.
She's not gonna kill us right now, if that's any consolation, but
Well, that's smart of her. She's
Yeah.
beginning to annoy me.
I love your optimism.
I think I had a better field trip, I'll be honest.
What did you see?
Goat.
You look and you can literally see the giant oversized goat sitting like a dog on the hill in the background with his glowing yellow eyes at night are very bright. You can see him.
Our old friend.
Nope.
Love that guy. He's the best.
Just
He
radiates.
gives us gifts,
Nope.
and he asks for
Don't
nothing
trust
in
him.
return. What a
Nope.
guy.
I don't know about that. We should rest.
I mean, last time we saw him, he gave us health potions, so that's pretty good.
Nope. Don't trust it. I'm gonna go to sleep.
All right. What do you do with the jar?
I just keep it tucked away.
Okay, I'm not gonna remember, so I'll just DM you what it is.
I wrote it as abyssal jar of red dust given by the goat.
Yeah.
That is.
You can. Oh my god, I haven't messaged you in forever. Where are you? There you are. You can add this to your inventory. You just don't know what it is until you get somebody to identify it for you.
I can't do that.
There you go.
Excuse my brain.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Okay. And the final day would be Ralia and Belfina. Give me perception rolls.
I want to send Morta up, flying around.
Sure.
And I rolled low. I rolled 11, but I'm also going to take this time to cast
+5.
Create the Homunculus.
Okay.
Do what now?
You just hear the
Homunculus.
I'm pretty sure. Sure.
God damn it! Full Metal Alchemist sounds just start happening in the background.
No.
All right. What does that do?
So I take my newly jeweled dagger,
Yep.
Oh no.
and I put twigs and clay and whatnot in this pile, and I put my hand on the dagger and run it across my hand. I take 3 damage,
Okay.
and then I drip the blood onto the sticks and pile of mud and whatnot, and it takes me an hour, but I'm like scribbling these runes all over the dirt.
Yep.
And she comes to form this. I believe it's like a small flying humanoid squirrel thing, weird,
Oh,
disgusting creature.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
And it's small, I believe, is its size, or tiny, one
Okay.
of those two.
Sure.
And it is my faithful companion.
Awesome.
It has half of my. 1 second, let me tell you how much health it has. You can
I
do
will write
something
that
else
down.
with the perception roll while you do that.
Yeah, Belfina, what's your perception?
17.
17. Was that +5?
Yeah.
Okay.
66. Okay.
Write down. I'll get to what's it? Homunculus. That's the one. At 17, you guys are getting ever closer to Lianzhou. In Belfina, you notice that the land feels sick the closer you get to Lianzhou. And similar to the Briarwood you left originally on this journey to fix, it is this horribly sick feeling like the earth itself has been poisoned. The closer you seem to be getting to Lianzhou, the worse off the world seems to be around it. You find snow isn't sticking to the ground. You're finding most of the grass has died, and it's just piles and piles of dirt as you are all getting closer to Lianzhou. How much health does this little monster have?
Trying to figure that out because it says you can spend up to half your hit dice on the homunculus. When you do, roll each die and add your Constitution modifier to it.
Okay.
Does that mean I add my Constitution modifier to each die,
That's
or
what it
just
said.
to the total?
Yeah, you probably have a +1 at best for Ralia, a wizard, unless you gave her a con buff.
Her con's +2.
Okay, so then just +2 to each of the die.
She's beefy.
Okay, so then I had 7 rolls. So
We want to make those concentration
14.
checks, right?
So
Of
39.
course.
39 hit points.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That seems reasonable. Because once it's
Until it
dead,
murders us.
Yeah, well, sure,
So it's
okay.
like
Can't kill it.
what I'm reading is that it's like a level up. So it's the hit die plus Constitution modifier for
Right.
each die.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was. I just didn't want to do it wrong.
Okay.
Um,
And the thing, I mean, this thing's not going to be dishing out a ton of damage. This is like a little
But
familiar
it's
friend.
it's like it's like a familiar basically.
Yeah,
It
it's
does
more
for me,
Okay.
but it's nice for it not to get killed in one hit.
Yes. Hopefully. Ragnar comes out of the ground. All right. Anyway,
No! He doesn't even know us.
I found the sun gem.
No, you didn't. What do you want?
All right.
He dug through the world to get to the sun gem,
Oh, wait.
It was hot as fuck.
but he could survive because he's Ragnorum.
The Undying.
See?
That is his name. Ragnar Geckum the Undying.
Fuck.
He should have said that when he introduced himself.
I'm pretty sure he did to you. It's been a while.
I
so
probably laughed it off.
You probably
If
did,
it
to
was
be
like,
fair.
wow.
Yeah, if it's telling, yeah, like, come on, who's this guy? Come on,
He probably gave himself that name. What a mother.
fucking nerd.
No.
What a loser.
Yeah,
Anyway, that wraps up that day. Salem takes his watches with the crew. He is not his normal self, but he's definitely on point with everything that's going on. As you all approach Lianzhou, the area is cleared out. You see this massive Gothic castle as you get closer on the horizon. It seems like all the nature around it is destroyed. Ralia, you hear a large echo of ravens and crows throughout this area since you've entered in here, constantly cawing and crowing the closer and closer you get to Lianzhou. Salem doesn't let you guys get within half a mile of it, so you're still far off as you are about to make your plans for infiltration into Lianzhou. The land looks rough. There are patrols constantly out. You can see on top of the Gothic statues strange winged beasts looking side to side, and you can hear these awful noises coming from the lands around. Just sitting and watching for hours, you can hear screams and yells from the castle, and on the outsides, you hear the most foreign noises of guttural roars and guttural sighs. The castle itself seems like its colors have faded, and even the area itself seems like a lot of it's grayer in its presentation of even color around the world. The sky has a perpetual darkness around it. There seems to be these storm clouds that, since you've been here staking it out, have not gone away, but they do not carry a storm with it. There is no rain. It just seems to be blocking out the sun in the middle of the day.
Is it too late to go somewhere else? I mean, I hear Tendorf is a lovely place to visit. Maybe we should check that one.
You don't want to go to Tengdorf.
You sure? This place doesn't seem so nice.
If you think this is bad, just imagine the headquarters of the Copilot Alliance.
Yeah, we'll go with the classic.
Just as an aside,
Yeah.
On one of the days of travel
Sure.
since this one I like. Since the nightly escapade, I would approach Ralia and say, "Hey, excuse me, Ralia, do you have the ability to identify items?"
No, what is it that you want to identify?
Just very secretly, off to the side, I will pull out the jar.
Mm-hmm. And you see the
I
abyssal
assume.
labeling.
And I read it.
It reads "Dust of Deliciousness."
It is dust of deliciousness. Have you tried it?
What does that mean?
I do not know.
Is it magical? It seems like it's magical.
Does it seem
Probably-
magical to me?
Probably
Give me an
delicious.
Arcana check.
25.
It's fucking dust. But then you look closer. And with a fucking 25, you're like, yeah, it's dust. I don't know. You gotta probably taste it or something.
Seems fine. Taste it.
Oh, you taste it, or did you suggest to taste it?
No, I'm suggesting that he taste it.
Yeah.
Can you use a spell to tell me if it's magic?
I do not have that spell, I do not believe.
He's a dirty wizard, necromancer.
I don't think I do.
Not a helpful wizard. He's helpful to different kind of people.
I'll taste it.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
No, I don't want to use it up. It looks like there's only a small amount, so
Okay. Suit yourself.
I'll hold off. I'll just. Ulazal, can we just store it in the bag?
Where did you get that?
Don't ask, and I'll shove it into the bag.
So, if it turns out to be poison and you die, just remember, it could have been me that died.
Well, nobody's tasting it. We're not tasting it.
I walked away already.
Only so many times I'm gonna be able to bring him back.
All right. As Salem is staked out,
Record.
Salem looks to all of you and goes, I have my ideas for trying to infiltrate the castle. Do any of you have any ideas or suggestions? I'm always all ears.
I think myself and you should scout ahead to try and identify any routes. The two of us can move very silently.
I agree.
If you would like, I could scry ahead, give you a little bit more of an idea.
Yes, that would be lovely. Whereabouts are you going to be scrying?
Well, you're the great war mind here, Salem. What do you think?
I know for a fact that we can't scry into the building. We've been trying for some time to see what's been going on inside Lianzhou, but there are protective wards everywhere. But the courtyards we have been able to see in the past, you might be able to help us know the patterns. Can you talk when you're scrying?
I can utter.
If you utter, potentially we could see a top view of the current guard routes. While we scout, we can get a pattern, we can figure out when they're weakest, and move forward through that.
Okay. Do any of the magic users we have here know any of the guards, or how did you manage to scry on them before? I need somebody to target.
We specifically had the Prince of Lianzhou, who knew the world and the landscape in and out. So we were able to use some of his memories to scry.
Well,
I mean, can you see that creature up there? And he points up to one of the things way at the top of the castle. It's like, is that as familiar as you need to be seeing it?
yep, that'll do. And I will start the ritual.
Okay. What's the save?
Wisdom 18.
Fail. Lucky you.
Let's go.
Good start for the chosen. That dice goes away.
Well, they didn't choose some chumps.
Obviously, a scry spell normally blocks out most of the world, but where this one is situated, it's so high up, you can get a line of sight of a fair amount. Only like a section of the grounds below. You get a sense of vertigo immediately, because this is probably like 200 to 300 feet up. It is really high. It's far taller than the trees. And the creature you see is all this boned face. It has some these feathered wings on it, but it's definitely not alive. There's a small little glow of red deep within the skull, this long, like V-like shape, and you just see it with this like clicking and clamoring of bones as it looks, and you hear these hisses occasionally.
This is unnatural. I will relay to them the layout that I'm seeing, and what are the guard patterns like?
Over the next 10 minutes, you do notice as they're passing by bits of 3s and 4s. You see decent spacing between the routes as they're coming through. It is quick. It seems like no more than 2 minutes ever passes between another guard route coming by the brief area you can see. And they're always different. So you saw in that 10 minutes, at least 5 different sets of guards, circle through. There's a wall that protects some of the inner walls. And you do notice from that angle, a lot of the area has just been obliterated for whatever was there. The housings and the city that was around Lianzhou is all rubble, or basically mud and wood at this point, that surrounds the only great castle of Lianzhou.
So each guard route takes about 2 minutes. Are there any blind spots?
It's tough to tell from your angle, but potentially there is maybe 1 or 2 in the walls. But you can't tell from a vertical point of view. Ari and Salem would have to go scout.
I will relay all the information that I can to them.
All right. And the scrying spell ends. The creature's none the wiser. You see Salem turn to you, Ari. All right, our turn.
Just to ask, do any of you have anything that we can utilize to make us a little bit more hidden?
I know of a spell. It's called, pass without trace. Might have heard of it.
Yes, but then you have to come with us.
Do you need me?
It's a range thing, so that's why. They don't need you, but the range on it would then fade once you cast it.
No, I'll go. It's fine. I'm fairly stealthy.
All right. We'll just keep you...
Especially if this will help.
We'll keep you right on the edge of the spell so that your back is far, and we'll be, in case anything doesn't go right stealth-wise.
Okay.
Okay, so you did pass without a trace?
Yeah.
Okay. Harry, what did you get?
Oh, on my stealth check?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be moving slowly, so I'm gonna roll at advantage because of rogue shit.
Yeah.
Before they leave,
Yep.
I want to say to Ari, I made a new little friend. Can you take him with you?
You see this horrifying looking abomination.
Why?
I can communicate. You can communicate to him through me. Through him to me.
How big is this thing?
It's tiny, so it's
Tiny.
I don't know, probably half a foot or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
give it
small.
Okay, I'll shove it in my cloak in an inner pocket.
There are you feel way too many skin pouches in places they shouldn't be as you put it in there. It is anatomically incorrect.
So my stealth check, I rolled my minimum.
Yep.
So 25 plus 10 is 35.
Yeah. So Salem rolled well, so he has a 27 plus 10, 37. We got some sneaky boys. The two of you approach the castle, and Belfina,
well, what about Bologna?
Bologna. Fucking shit piss.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You gotta roll your stealth check.
I rolled a natural 17.
So 27.
Plus 9. Plus 10.
Oh, 30
So-
plus.
Something large. 36. Do I disappear from existence like
No,
everyone else?
No.
No, you're about on par for all of us.
You're on par, so you can keep
Lame.
up with everybody.
You're
Lame.
But your stealth is wondrous as you approach.
That's right, it is.
The rest of you hardly even notice they're gone. You forget if they were even with you. They move so quietly and so quickly, and you weren't sure if they were going to go do something first before they did it because they didn't tell you whether they were scouting or not.
Oh, I thought that we were taking a pee break.
With pure silence, the three of you approach the castle. All experts in stealth, tracking, and survival. You stake out the castle for some time. You see the patterns was all relayed to you. And you do notice one of the gates does seem to open up to let one of the guard routes in every 30 minutes or so. So the 2-minute shifts go, but they also rotate the guards out as they come around. Guarding that gate, you see this large-looking figure with this giant triangular face. It looks... It's on 2 feet. It's nothing you've seen, Ari. And it's got these sunken-in eyes, and it has this very bone-looking structure to it as it cranks the gate up ever so slightly to let the guards in, and it drops in the... So almost every 30 minutes you're hearing this, like, hit the ground in one section, and then another... At different times you do hear other hitting along with the other noises. The crowing typically drowns it out, but you guys are actively participating and you're able to pick up on this with your stealth rolls. I'd say because of your stealth rolls, you don't need to roll insight checks because this is your purpose, you're there, and there's nothing to distract you from your focus.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Masno, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Okay. Wisdom. That is a 17.
Good to know. As you guys, is there anything else you want to do, Ari, before you pull back with your reconnaissance?
Not just the guards, but I want to take a look at all aspects of their defenses. I know we've got these creatures sitting atop the towers. We've got probably windows filled with archers that are keeping watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what else are we picking up on? Not just the guard routes.
What is interesting is all the windows seem to be blacked out inside Lianzhou. It's the ramparts that have the archers you're looking for. So there is that preliminary wall around, but it does not look like anything goes in or out of the castle. It's just all the barracks and guards all around the castle. To get in would be the next step once you guys infiltrate the first section of this area. There are what appears to be plentiful forges inside and weapon racks from what you guys can position yourself during your stealths. With no trees in the area, it makes it extremely difficult. You're going extremely slow, so you guys are crawling. Bologna has to recast pass without a trace as time goes on during this. It's only 10 minutes or an hour.
It's 10 minutes.
Okay, so you're spacing it out.
Check that. I lied. It's an hour.
Okay, so there we go. I thought it was an hour. So
yeah, it's an hour.
So you guys are taking the better part of 4 or 5 hours of reconnaissance to get extremely familiar with the place, understand the guard routes, the outer workings, and it seems like it is on lockdown. Occasionally, you see, actually I'd say once during the stakeout, on one of the back areas, you barely catch it, but you see a gigantic Gaestro come out of one of the entrances and slam down a giant box of supplies and then return back into the castle. But as you guys turn, there's no door in which it came out.
I want to definitely take note of that location.
Certainly. It is quite a distance away from the potential gate you guys found. I'd say about 200, 300 feet.
Okay. All right.
Question.
Yeah.
Can I use my primeval awareness
Uh-huh.
to detect if there's any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead present within a mile of me?
No dragons, because they don't fucking exist in this world. You're not gonna get me again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
As you think about that, and you feel out, is it a spell?
I have to expend the spell slot, yeah.
As you cast your spell, the area pings with all of those beings.
It's not. It doesn't give me number or location. It just kind of is like there's a lot or little.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Okay, cool.
a lot. You get hit with all of it and a lot of it.
Okay, that's all I wanted. Just one little,
It's a lot. And you feel an
Cool.
overwhelming amount of undead.
Oh boy, fun. Good to know.
Probably a whoa!
Yeah,
Present.
I'll
Reddit bro.
stealthily relay that to my compatriots.
They both nod to you.
Okay. I think after we take this good amount of time, we head back and we try to plan.
Okay,
Agreed.
go ahead and discuss your plans.
Can I do something while they're gone?
Fuck yeah.
So I want to try to I don't really know how this would work, but I want to try to heal the land
Okay.
because as a druid, I'm like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, yes.
And-
Absolutely.
So it doesn't look like there's really a certain spell or something that I would do. So I'm not really sure what we would want to do. It'd kind of be cure wounds is what I thought, but on the land.
Do you have cure wounds?
So yeah, I have cure wounds.
Why not? Yeah, I'll allow it. And give me a nature check
Okay.
in addition to that. See if you can sort of use your druidic power to try and heal the land. I like it.
How do I have a +0?
An intelligence-based stat for some reason.
So that's only a 5.
Eh. I still like the ingenuity of it all. 5 was the barrier DC here. So you don't get a lot of the land, but as Belfina's disgusted by all this and she tries to start healing some of the land, you're able to get a little sprout out of the ground.
Yes.
And you do that as they leave initially, and by the time they come back and you look, it is already withered and died by the time it takes them to come back. You get the feeling something is poisoning nature here.
Right.
It's unholy.
Oh, it feels unholy. If that's what you said.
But it's
All right. I have to actually use the bathroom real quick, so do you guys want to take a
Okay.
break? Or do you want to
Take a break.
discuss?
That's
All right,
fine.
go take a break.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Let Garistro come around once, right?
Yes, during the about 6 hours you staked out.
I am going to. What time of day is it gonna be?
It's closing
around
on
now?
night now.
Closing. Okay.
It's about
So
10
what-
o'clock.
What I want to do is I want to. Let's see. Around what time of day did that happen?
I'd say about 8. And remember, it's perpetual darkness around here, so
Okay.
your sense of time is getting thrown out of whack. The longer you guys probably stay here, the less likely you'll know what time it is, unless anybody has that trait.
No, I don't have key mind.
No, nobody has it.
All right, your DM is pleased.
I want to see where that Garistro came from.
All right, you can spend the night trying to stake it out again with another stealth check and insight.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to do my 4 hours of meditating first.
Yep.
So I don't get any exhaustion.
Sure.
And then when I'm done, I'll go off on my own
Who
and
takes,
stake out that location.
who takes first watch then, on top of... because you got to be sleeping, so who's taking first watch?
I can do it.
Okay.
Can I help?
Yeah, it's 2 people. In addition to the precautions you guys take. Your camp is far from the castle's eyesight, so it's a trek every time you go out to take data on it. It takes you at least like 40 minutes just to walk to the castle in order to absorb.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But no, but you guys are at
I
the
could,
camp.
I could get there.
Yeah. I'm just saying for the perspective, the camp has to
Yeah.
be far away. You guys can see maybe bits of it on the horizon, but you don't want the castle itself to be in your view. Otherwise, they'll be able to see you and they
Yes.
will get you.
So for the perception check on the watch, I rolled a 15 +5 so 25.
You feel sadness building in you the longer you're here. An emptiness starts filling you, and the crows get louder and louder in the night.
I don't like this.
After those 4 hours, Ari wakes up, and you can go do your mission.
I want to plan
Yep.
to wake up when Ari wakes up,
Yeah, sure.
and again stun my homunculus with him,
Okie dokie.
Okay.
and just keep an eye on him while he's alone.
You got it. Once again, before you leave, Raleigh is like, oh, and takes out this. You put it in.
Okay. Ooh, better rolls. That is gonna be a 29, and I can move a little bit quicker because I'm still moving at like slower speed, half my speed, but I can move a little bit quicker on my own.
Yeah. So it takes you the next 5 hours you stake out.
And I'm specifically like looking in this spot to see, is it a portal that's opening? Is it an illusory door that it's walking through?
Right around 8 a.m., as the sun has now come up, and you've been staking this out, you see an outline on the wall, faint yellow glow show, and then the wall itself just disappears into this long entrance into the castle. The Gaestro coming out and picking up the box he slammed down at 8 the previous night and bringing it back inside as it then closes off again.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. So I will head back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
And I will relay. So the demon enters and exits the fortress at around the same time every 12 hours, approximately 8 o'clock, both morning and night. In the evenings, it brings supplies out, and in the morning, it brings those supplies back in.
Does anyone come to pick them up?
It did not appear like anybody touched the supplies that were there, right?
It didn't seem like it.
It didn't appear like anything touched the supplies. It just brought them out of the castle, and then in the morning brought what was there back in. It was not a portal. It was a doorway of magic that seemed to open through some sort of mechanism. It was a wall, and then a door appeared, and it was a doorway in. I could see into the castle, but then it closed afterwards. So I don't think it's a standing doorway. There's something that triggers it.
I wonder what it was doing.
It is
Those
peculiar
things.
that it would just move things for no reason.
It would make sense if it was just a supply route. If somebody had come and picked it up, but I don't understand why it would just pick up the box and put it down. You know?
There's got to be more to it.
So, do you think the doorway opened up specifically for the Gaistro? Do you think
That's what it appeared to do. When it came time, the wall, it was like an outline being drawn on the wall. The door, the outline faded the wall away, and it was like a walkway in through the wall. It came through, went back in, and then it sealed up like it wasn't even there.
Is it time, or is it the beast's presence?
It's probably something internal, like opening and closing a doorway. It's probably something triggering.
Salem comes over as he's listening to all this. He says, "We should probably maintain another couple days watch, 1 or 2 days to be certain it keeps opening. See if it's a time thing or a trigger thing. Then we could probably make our move once we're certain what it is, and if it is, to try and get through that gate, time that up with getting into the opening, and then we'd have our way in."
That seems like of all the exits, that's the least guarded, it appeared. There's no standing guards around it. We don't know what's inside, but given that it's not having an active external guard, they probably expect, nobody knows this is here.
What supplies is it bringing in?
I would have had to get much closer to figure that out.
How big are boxes? What? I don't
It
care
looks
what
like-
it is. Is it in boxes?
What you saw was this, I'd say, 20 feet by 40 feet box that was on its back that it lifts down about 6 feet high, and it's completely covered. It was bolted, or nailed together, and he put it down. There was no obvious markings on it, and he picked it back up and brought it in.
It was just a single large box.
We can hide in the box, and he'll bring us in for us.
We could put something harmless in the box.
That depends on what's inside the box.
Oh, you take it out, and then we go in the box.
The great question: what's in the box?
Were there
mean-
like obvious holes or cracks in the box or anything that like?
Impossible at that distance for Ari to tell.
The next time we go, I can try inspect the box a little bit more closely while it's sitting out after being placed.
Remember, that box is within the walls.
When you get nearby, I can send my little friend in. I'm not sure.
Well, no, because when he takes it, it's outside, right?
Yeah. So no.
Yes.
No. So there's the castle. He comes outside
Yeah.
the castle and places it within the walls of outside, and then the walls, there's the gate to lead in. So he would go in, and then you'd have to go into the second gate, because there's no way.
How would I even see it then?
Because the ramparts aren't that high. Because this area is hilled in the way that you're going, so that's how you guys saw it previously. So some are sunk one way versus the other. So there is one side facing the castle that you would.
So this is the route to get into the castle itself.
Yes, this is what we're looking at right now. Yes.
Okay.
You have a route directly in the castle and a route within the ramparts.
I misinterpreted that.
It's fine. There's literally no visuals, so it's completely understandable.
All right, so that's one way to get into the castle, but we still have to solve the first problem, which is get within the ramparts without being noted.
Is there a gate? Like
There's
what
many gates.
Okay.
I can turn myself into a rat.
Can you turn all of us into a rat?
I don't think so. Maybe one other person.
Preferably multiple rats. I do not want to be one.
Not like a single coagulated rat.
One giant rat.
I am into one consciousness, the smartest rat that there ever was.
You see Salem just like, Jesus Christ, Ralia, what is wrong with you? Who thinks like that?
I just had a crazy idea.
What is that?
What if? Hear me out. Oh no, this would be trickier actually.
So curious. I want to know.
Yeah,
What if two of us turned into very small, one of the Pearsons being the caster, turned into two small animals, very fast animals, and the rest of us hopped into the bag of holding?
I don't think the bag of holding has enough room.
That's actually fair. And you have
That
10
would be
minutes,
really
10 minutes before you suffocate.
How long can you stay in? Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
It depends on your air supply. It's usually just a couple minutes.
There's no air.
Alright. Neat idea. I like the thing
That is
outside
really
the box.
cool. I'm gonna look at the bag of holding just to see here.
As you guys continue to monitor, during one of your watches, you can see one of the guards at that gate, the one with the long triangle skull-looking face, seems to be agitated as an orc is cussing it out, as it has the gate just low enough that he has to bend over to get in. The thing isn't looking at him as he continues to berate, and slowly it turns its head and looks at the orc, and you just, from your distance, you see a pop and the body fall to the ground.
Good to know.
And you see a as the gate goes down.
All right, so don't get those things attention. Those are dangerous.
You see Salem turn to Cherish when that happens, and you just see him go, have you ever seen anything like that? You see Cherish, who has all of his anti-caster notes, he just closes his journal and says, I'm done for today. And just walks back. He has been writing non-stop notes with everything he's observed for Lianzhou. The other Grey Hand has just been maintaining the camp and making sure nothing comes up your guys' rear. He's quiet and keeps to himself.
Can we scale the wall?
Before we start the next rest, night of rest, unless anybody else has anything to do, kind of in the interim.
To scale the wall, Ryan, it's about 30 feet high, but given the guard patterns, there would be an opportunity to potentially jump the wall and maybe have to kill a single archer to get over and in. And you would have less than 2 minutes the time it takes you to get up the wall before the
I can
next
scale
rounds are
that wall
coming.
in 6 seconds.
Alright.
It's a flat wall, but all right, sure. Sheer
I
force.
could scale the wall in 6 seconds.
Oh! I could scale the wall in 6 seconds.
Actually, the both of us can scale the wall in 6 seconds. I just realized. You have the boots. I have the staff.
Oh,
I have
Jesus
the
fucking Christ. Son of a bitch.
I can get up that wall real quick.
I can't.
I mean, we could go up and drop a rope down. How much time would we have? 2 minutes?
If we can get closer, we could easily use that bag of holding trick if we can get close enough to the wall without being spotted.
Mm-hmm.
The bag of holding can only hold a cumulative 500 pounds.
That's true.
How much is in it
I'm
right now?
pretty-
It has mostly just gems in it right now.
We got rid of most of them.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter now. But we do have a ton of diamonds. I have a tuning fork in there. We have some chemical weapons and 3 black staffed magic balls.
You're probably looking at only like 40, 50 pounds worth of equipment there. But
So-
everyone weighs a fuck ton.
Well,
Yeah,
if you're not including Maz now,
Yeah,
Belfina's tiny.
yeah. She's offended.
Ulazal fairly heavy with his armor.
yeah.
But then
Yeah,
Ralia's just in
How much
robe.
stuff is in there?
About
That's the question.
40 to 50
About 40
pounds.
pounds.
Oh, it's it?
Yeah, Ralia's just in robes.
Could fit a few peeps in there.
We also
And-
have to
You have to live, though. Remember,
Oh,
you
yeah.
suffocate.
Yeah,
Every
Nah.
6 seconds is a death save when you start.
Ah!
Or do you start going through your health when you're?
No, so the ability to hold your breath is based on it's like 1
Constitution
minute
modifier.
plus your Constitution modifier for extra minutes.
Okay.
So you can breathe like 1 minute at base, and then for each Constitution bonus modifier bonus is an extra minute.
Okay.
Well, I got 2 minutes. Easy money.
So if we're up in 6 seconds and then pull you out, it'll be fine.
Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, minimum 1 minute, after which time they begin to suffocate.
Yeah.
And then
Immediate.
they're making like Constitution saving throws to not suffocate, basically.
Okay.
So that's like 2 minutes with 5 creatures.
Well, can we
Raleigh, how
put
much do you
5
weigh?
creatures in there?
Well, weight carried, I have 117 pounds. Plus, I mean, she's probably 117 pounds herself.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, all your shit. You could leave it behind. You could leave all your equipment and magical items behind. See how that goes.
So here's what we do, okay? We take all of our stuff, we summon an extra dimensional chest. We put all our stuff in the chest, and we all get in the haversack after the chest is vanished. We summon the chest, we take our stuff out, and then we go.
Can you do that?
Okay.
Is that something you can do?
What's that?
Is that something you can do?
No,
No, you can't.
All right. So we're not doing that.
no.
All right. Are you
Thank
doing
you for the
anything else?
suggestion, Lazal.
I'll say the next 2 days you guys do
I
notice.
I did want to do some stuff before we started our long rest.
Sure. Go ahead.
So, but at like the start of my meditation, I would like to reach out and use my heroic action.
Oh shit. All right, go for it.
He's gonna kill us all. We're all gonna die.
Well, you guys are heroes, so you know you should be able to do this shit.
hero.
I need
Let's
a
see.
hero.
So this first one does not have.
What is the percentage?
It was 8.
8. Nice. You get a fucking adrenaline rush. Like, you cannot believe you can't maintain yourself. You literally have to walk away from the castle because of all the energy that's bursting through your body. And you can't control your breath. You're like...
Oh boy.
It was an action surge.
That's hilarious.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I could do for that.
All right. Next day, you guys observe. It does happen at the 8 and 8 again, PM times. It comes out and out. Salem confirms it with you.
Interesting.
Anything else you want to try on this day before you do your second day of observation?
I want to roll for divine intervention.
Okay.
I'm going to try and fix my camera while I beseech Tyr to There we go.
There you go.
Well, I beseech here.
God, fix my problems.
Yep.
Alright.
We can just camp out until we roll a 1%.
I mean, honestly.
Boom.
Every
Easy
day.
money.
You're
Every
running out
day.
of time. You guys only have about, because you want to still reconnect with Neverwinter, you have about 2 weeks. So I'm just saying.
Oh, that's so many rolls.
It is. But it's
That's 6
2
people a
weeks
day.
before it starts. So then you guys would still have about a week to get.
Okay, so 7 days, 6 people.
Oh, fuck off. What'd you roll?
Zach was that.
I rolled a 1%.
Oh,
Show us.
shit.
Show us the
Is he-
die.
Let me take a picture.
Reads.
He's the best at rolling the low percentages. He comes back to life. He heals us all. He brings back Calgary. He brings back Maslow.
All right, what do you ask of Tyr?
Fix this.
That's not how it works.
Kill everything in the castle.
Again, definitely not how that works.
Balance the castle. Not kill, balance.
Kill all the undead in the castle.
Yeah, it's balanced.
Should be dead.
And
Here's
fuse.
the thing. It's the 2 purple die there.
You beseech Tyr! What do you say to him?
Everything's a 1. He rolled 1s on everything.
I asked him to send the palantir back to where it belongs.
Oh,
Can he do that? Can Tyr do that?
what?
Oh my god, what?
I
Ulzol Uto. As
No.
I would fulfill your request, there is a magic preventing me from doing so.
I knew it.
I will fulfill another request. You just learned something massive.
Thanks, God.
Yeah, learn Tyr's lazy.
Yeah, Tyr's weak is what I learned.
Jesus, guys.
Tip the scales in our favor so that when we enter, the numbers are equal.
It can be done.
Oh,
Not sure what that means, but
it's always cryptic.
All right.
Guys, I just rolled a success on my divine intervention.
now you don't get it. Oh,
What do you mean? I don't know what that is.
I don't
are you
either.
being why are you being so weird?
This is amazing.
As you proceeded Tyr, you guys saw this glow around Ulzal. This warm yellow-white glow encased the outline of his body as he communed successfully with his god.
That looks pretty good.
has Ulazal always been like that?
Yes, he has.
Oh, not again.
All right. So, what do you want to do?
I'm the worst.
When we go in, things will be fair.
How do you know?
Okay.
What?
You see Salem Lucky just like, I mean, if we had stuff like that, I feel like we'd have won the war a long time ago. I gotta be honest with you. You see Chair Excellence being like, yeah. That's beyond magic. I don't know.
Now it's just a matter of when we decide to go.
Climbing the wall.
Before we
Something else.
do anything, let's just review our exit strategies
I like this.
with Salem, because we gotta review it with all of the Grey Hood that are with us as well.
And
Greyhand, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Everything's going to go wrong, and we're going to make a mad dash for the exit.
Well, so we have one option is our teleportation circles, but that takes a minute to prep. We have
Uzal can do something, right?
Ulazal has, I know, one spell, but that has a limit to 6 total, I think you said.
I can bring us to Waterdeep. I can bring. Oh no, wait. I can bring us to Neverwinter if we need to go, or
Nope.
I can bring us to a different plane. Oh, not Neverwinter.
It's
It was
Water.
You're right.
Yeah, Waterdeep. You said.
Waterdeep.
You're right.
What are the limits on how many you can bring with both of those?
with going to Waterdeep. Yeah. Chickadee shit. 5th level spell. Is it? No, it's a 6th level spell, so that's a thing. I can bring 5 people within 5 feet of you.
And what about your
other option? I can bring up to 8 with linked hands to a different plane.
You see Salem, well, I could go. What is this? Oh boy. Oh boy.
In their hands.
I don't know. It still happens online. I don't know.
Well, me and
I didn't even notice Luke was doing it until the very end.
me and Excellence could
Closer.
go.
He's sneaky.
We wanted to keep Alexander back anyway, so the 2 of us could go with you. We could plane shift out if need be. All of us. Do you
Okay.
know what plane you'd be going to?
So I actually meant to do this on the travels and on the nights that and you're just looking through my sacred texts and trying to figure out what plane Tyr lives on.
Don't you have to use the specific fork?
Tuning forks are like
The-
tuned to a point.
Yeah, the fork
usually.
that I was given said it had 2 uses. So I'm not certain whether I get to choose or what.
So I'm pretty sure the tuning forks are specific. So you have 2 uses to go. Like you can use the fork twice, but it only goes to a specific plane.
So I can get us there, but can I get us back? Well, that's concerning.
Do you
Roll an
need
insight check. Okay.
do you need
If
a
I get
tuning
us
fork?
there with one, I might be able to get us back with the other.
Do you need a tuning fork from this plane to get back?
I don't know.
How does this work?
Just cast banish on ourselves.
that actually would work.
I actually can do that. It's funny you say that because I can actually do that.
Ironically, that would actually work.
Very
We have
good.
enough people that know that spell too, where it's feasible.
How many people can you target with that spell?
One
It depends on
at a
like,
time. But it's a 4th level spell, so we can see where we're at.
Oh, you can do it multiple times. Okay. That's funny.
Okay, you guys have your answers then, your plan.
So it looks like even if we were on another plane, I would be able to use Word of Recall to get us to the sanctuary. So
Some
we
of
have many-
us. They would get some of us to the sanctuary.
We have options. That's all I'm saying.
Salem, I mean, what are your thoughts for getting at least in the ramparts?
I like the idea that we have those quick minutes between guard shifts. We can get inside the ramparts when the castle door opens if we can be stealthy enough. Even though it's in the wide open, if we potentially take out the group that's rotating in and then walk through, there does not seem to be any check, and the creature doesn't even look. It only knows the timings to open the gate and close the gate. If we're there and we're the right group getting in there, we should be fine. We know there's various group sizes. We can wait till we see one with exactly 8. If the numbers are right, we can put our way through, and once we're through, I was hoping we could hug the walls as far as possible, take in our environment for whatever the internal guard routines are there, and we time it well enough that we can just almost make a mad dash toward the castle as quietly as possible. Using your abilities to either shapeshift, to lower our chances of being seen, or your pretty drastic plan about the bag of holding, I could always use it, and I could be the one running with it and get us in there, as I am very stealthy, and we would be inside the castle, and then from there we would have to adapt to whatever the castle holds.
Yeah, both myself and you are stealthy and fast, so we would be able to close the distance quickly.
Yes, it's easy for me. That's the only problem, is the group.
I mean, I can make the group stealthy.
I would 100% hope so.
But that's no guarantee.
Right.
Do we have an ability to make an area? I think, who was it? Who has the ability to make things quiet in an area?
Lona. Are those both concentrations?
Pass without trace is a concentration, yeah.
What about silence?
What was the, I don't know about silence.
I can.
Okay.
Can you center silence on an object, or does it have to be in an
It's like an area,
Okay.
but you could base it around an object. Because what I'm thinking is, we try to ambush a guard squad of the roughly similar size to our group. We cast silence on them and go as quickly as possible so that the combat is silent.
Okay.
Just keep in mind, for those of us who are spellcasters, if we're in an area of silence, we won't be able to use.
Well, those of you stay outside of it, while the rest of us, the actual combat itself, is silent.
I can also make one or more people invisible, if necessary.
That'll be helpful for the less stealthy of us.
Who is the least stealthy?
It's probably me.
Not very.
Me rules all likely.
But you should have the boots, right, Ulazal?
I do. I
Yeah.
also have heavy armor, so I'm rolling a straight check right now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay.
Well, I can make all 3 of us invisible. I do not know how many people I can do at once.
You might be able to lie into something that could be stealthy. What do you think?
Maybe. How stealthy do we need?
So 3 of you invisible: Salem, Excellence, and Airy. Going to be stealthing as best possible, along with Bellona, who's going to be using Pass Without a Trace.
I can also use Pass Without a Trace.
Well, it doesn't really stack, it just affects.
Yeah. That's good to know.
But you can also turn into animals. You could transform into something small and be carried.
Yeah.
That's true. You could just turn into a mouse and put an airy pocket.
Yeah.
Alright.
I can make up to 5 people, 6 people, including myself, invisible.
How many spells does that burn?
So 6 total?
That's a 7th level spell if I do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 6 total.
I think we only need 3, right?
It sounds like we only need 3 at this point.
And you do have Divine Intervention on your side, too. So I would You rolled a 1% chance on something, so that is going to be significant in aiding you.
I know, it's so great.
When does that kick in? Is there an activation to it? Is it on now? Is there a condition?
As soon as we enter.
Okay. So we have to take out a group at the appropriate timing. We have to make it to the gate at the timing that it needs to be at. If we don't harass the guard, it won't even bother us. We just have to move past it as if we belong.
All right. Is everybody agreed?
Sounds like we have a plan.
Here begins the skill check. So,
Hey.
to jump and defeat the guards, whoever is proficient in athletics or strength contest with the guards.
Ooh. I can do that.
Let's do it, Mosnell. Roll your dice.
Let's go, big fucker.
That's my cobalt blue here.
I've got this nice purple.
Ooh, look at that.
That's
Big die.
Mine are purple too.
Yeah, this one's from a magic box.
Eldraine Brew.
25.
Whew.
As the silence spell goes out, Mosnell beats the ever-living shit out of these guards. As you're beating them up, you find a lot of them are just puny skeletons. But they're skeletons. These are undead as you
Okay.
shatter them. But you take their cloaks. Some of them don't fit as well, but you do have their cloaks. As is a success.
So, okay. That does actually change things if they're skeletons, because they're going to be less easily tracked. Potentially. Alright. That's just internal airy.
Okay, you guys approach the front gate. I need stealth or deception proficiencies to make a roll. You can only
I
use
can do
one of them.
deception,
Okay.
but stealth is probably better.
I can stealth, but Ares is probably better, so...
Yeah.
All right, Ari, just
Both of mine are very good. So-
choose one.
Let's see. I will use stealth.
all right.
Of course.
If we're moving, I won't roll at advantage because we're not really moving slowly.
Nope, you're on pace. You guys have been studying the pace of these guards.
And we do have pass without a trace up at this point.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So that'll be a 30.
Yeah, that was discussed in your plan. As you approach the front gates, the fires, the torches on the walls of the gates, the bone creature, you feel your hearts begin to race, and as it picks up, you feel the gate goes up. Mosnell, you have to duck to go underneath. Do you throw a shit fit about it not that you have to duck, or do you just go under?
I just go under.
Okay, just making sure. As you go underneath, it pays you none the wiser, and you're inside the ramparts at this point. As soon as you're inside, you can see another guard crew coming to relieve this guard crew as soon as you come in, but a wall just crumbles in the background, and you see all attention just swivels over to the opposite side as you start hearing creatures go off the top and flying down to this area that has fallen. It's the complete opposite side and opposite direction of the gate that opens up every night in the next couple minutes. You guys see many creatures rushing away from where you're
Shout outs
going.
here.
Let's make our way over towards the gate.
Ulazal, make a... What are you proficient in?
Insight.
Nothing.
Make a insight roll at advantage.
27.
Through Tyr's guidance and blessing, he has distracted the creatures. As you can see, anything that even gives you guys a look, you look them back in the eyes, and their minds are turned back to the other disturbance, seeing you as normal skeletons and not even interested in seeing whether or not you guys are going to the right place. You guys pass within as the Gaestro is coming out to pick up the box. The door is open to enter the castle.
Let's go.
Let's move.
The group enters into the Gothic castle of Lianzhou.
Let's go.
As you enter the hallway, you
I cast Fireball at 9th level.
all right, you
Strange.
you destroy one wall and alert everyone to your presence. As you enter in, Salem gives a nod of approval as you start rushing into the castle. Layers and layers of areas are inside here. As he's looking for a place for you all to hide, you climb up some steps, and you can see people have even been drawn away from inside here toward whatever attack they think is going on the outside. Going up the staircases, you see all sorts of resources and tools in here. You see cages full of Gaestros in other areas to your left, about 40 of them lined wall to wall. They all seem to be sleeping or docile at the moment. As he turns just for any door to open up, he opens up one of the closest ones and waves you all in. Obviously stealthy enough and checking his corners. As you guys all enter and close the door behind you to get out of that docking area where the Gaestro is coming back in, you're inside one of the hallways inside the castle of Lianzhou.
What do we see?
What you see is a hallway that goes down and cuts at two sides, with one of the windows from the outside that look blacked out. You can clearly see out it, so it looked to be like a one-way window at this point. Across the walls, you see normal, it's pretty bare. Whatever dressings were on there were removed from the previous royalty and families. The walls have a couple there's two doorways in the middle of this hallway before you get to the turn at the end. And Salem looks to Excellence and whispers to him, "You stay at the back, so if we get split up, one of us stays with the Chosen." He nods and he goes to the back of the group, so you have Salem leading and Excellence behind you guys.
I will be with Salem helping navigate.
Okay. As Salem starts to push forward, do you guys have any interest in checking out the two doorways or pushing toward the end?
The mission.
I'll send my homunculus just to go check out what's going on, but keep moving forward.
Okay.
It can transmit, just so you know how it works. It can transmit its senses directly to me without me moving my senses into it.
Okay.
So it's basically just feeding me information constantly.
Okay.
So it's better than a familiar.
Yeah.
But it can go under. It's not so tiny it can just go under a door, right?
Right.
Okay.
No.
So right now there wouldn't be a reason to deploy it, yes, unless you're like popping open the door, throwing that asshole in, and closing it, or leaving it propped open.
Can it Toy Story itself and open the door?
It could try.
It certainly can.
It's pretty small.
Didn't they do that in Toy Story? He did like a bunch of crazy shit and then...
Give me a strength check for the homunculus.
Find out what it's... Once we pass the doorway, that's when I wanted to try to open it.
Sure.
Alright, it's -3, so here we go.
Very nice.
10.
10. Tries it might. Its size cannot get this door handle open, but maybe the next one.
It's gonna try the other one.
DC will go up after it just exhausted itself trying to open the door.
16.
16!
Let's go, dude.
It went up 5. Or actually, well, the DC went up 5 and you failed at 10. So it still fails. Maybe because that was the original DC was 15. It feels like it has it, but then you hear, on the other hand, some orcish grumble being like, "Rrr," as he's grabbing the other side of the door. He's like, "You think you can just get up and walk out on me? No, you pay your cards. You lost like the bitch you are." And the door's not opening. As you guys get toward the end of the hall, Salem's looking left and right. One leads to stairs that go upstairs. Another is leading towards stairs that go down. He looks to the both of you.
My thought is the palantir is probably up near the top of the tower, closely guarded. The prisoners and your comrades are probably downstairs in a dungeon of some sort. That's my thought.
Should we do one then the other, or split up?
We should not split up.
We should not split up.
Got it.
Let's go upstairs. Palantir's the mission. If we can free anybody else, then that is it. Oh, by the way, as you've entered, you've noticed that dread from earlier getting worse and worse. Ralia, you are continuously crying. Not loud, but tears keep coming out of your eyes. The rest of you, your eyes are watered constantly. You feel this horrible grief, this awful pain inside you as you are inside Lianzhou. It was tough to sort through this as you were racing through, your adrenaline was rushing, but as you've had this moment and your senses are heightened with every step as you're infiltrating this place, horrible sadness is overcome on all of you.
What is this pain on the inside?
All right.
Quiet, Pascal.
As you guys make your way up,
Sorry.
you go up a layer, upstairs to the next floor. As you make a turn, the stairs behind you, as Excellence is about to finish the steps, it closes off and a wall appears, locking Excellence out. And you hear,
I have been watching you. You are so fascinating. Chosen. How will the chosen find the palantir? How will they survive the great castle of Lianzhou? So many questions to be answered, and one captive audience awaiting. What is your next choice?
Do I recognize this voice at all?
go ahead and make a history check.
10?
Nah, that's a fucking weirdo talking right now.
So this wall appears like right behind us, basically.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to send Morta into a pocket dimension and then reappear her behind the wall.
Yeah.
Next to Excellence.
He's no longer there.
Rest in peace, Excellence. We knew you well.
He was never there.
He was a double agent. He led us into this trap. No, I'm sorry.
No, it was Salem who led us.
He was caboose.
Salem is visibly distraught that Excellence is gone, and he's feeling up the wall, and he is confused as hell right now.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. I cannot see him.
He's not.
He's not behind the wall.
This changes things. I am at a loss. If we leave now, we have gained nothing. There is still the mission, but I feel as though everything is now a trap.
I can find him.
Yes?
And I'll cast Locate Creature.
Okay.
Describe or name a creature that's familiar to you.
Okay.
You sense the direction of the creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature's moving, you know the direction of the movement.
You sense he is far above you now.
If we keep going, we'll probably get to Excellence, but like you said, most likely a trap.
What do you mean?
I'm sensing Excellence directly above us.
Like, in the next floor or like the top tower?
I don't know, DM.
Top tower.
Top tower.
So, I mean,
Maybe that's the prison.
Who knows?
it sounds like it is both a trap and a test. I think this entity, wants to be entertained.
Well, let's
Agreed.
give
So
him a
let-
show.
So let's give him a show, and I'll just start moving forward carefully.
All right. As you guys go down the hallways, there are many doors on your sides, and there are stairways that lead up and down stairs. Which direction would you like to go?
Ignore the doorways, move forward upstairs.
All right. You go up
Bold claim.
a set of stairs. You get to the third floor. You are again oddly, you are not being challenged any step of the way. You're on the next floor and you see more doors and more stairways to go up and down.
We see Mordor?
What's the,
We see the Tower of Barad-dûr.
you don't want to see that tower, let me tell you that.
I feel like we are at a folly if we try to investigate around us. I think, we know it's a trap. Let's bring it.
Yep.
You guys move up the next set of stairs. And
What's the Spidey sense say now?
you're getting closer.
Okay, cool.
As you guys
We're
go
getting
through the
closer.
hallways, you can hear the clacking of your feet as you hear,
A direct approach. Interesting. Adventurer types like yourself have made many advances on this castle. None have tried to directly challenge. This must be why
None.
you're chosen.
I was just about to say that. Fuck you. I was gonna say, never the chosen. It was gonna be super cool.
you guys
Just
get to the fifth tower.
Say
Whatever.
it anyway. See if it feels good.
None of them
maybe
were the
let
chosen. Does feel good.
See, it still works.
You see Salem.
maybe
I
maybe
told
we
you,
shouldn't
I told you.
maybe we shouldn't egg on the guy that's about to try and.
We're egging ourselves on because we're about to kill him.
All right.
You aren't here to fight me. There's someone I find of more interest for you to encounter.
Hey, can I expend a spell slot to do primeval awareness again?
Yeah.
To get a bead on the aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fey fiends, or undead present within a mile, please?
You feel like you're drowning. It is all around you. Fucking
Still?
everywhere.
Even after the disturbance?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Every
right.
room has it coming from it. It is everywhere.
It's like just undead
It's
all up in here.
all kinds of shit in here.
I'll just say stay frosty. It's undead everywhere.
You can even hear the clanking of skeleton feet or monstrosities echoing throughout the halls.
I mean literally everywhere.
You go up to the next level.
Yep.
Yep.
Up to the
Keep
next
moving.
level you go, and you find yourself in a more wide open area.
Oh, we went to the boss, guys. We need to find a safe state.
You see a
Where is that?
large glowing
for-
orb.
Perception check for save state.
You can make a perception check as you guys enter this very thin hallway.
Oh. A thin hallway, you say?
Yes.
26.
I would like to take point and cast Find Traps.
Okay. What does that do exactly?
You sense the presence of any trap within range, 120 feet, that is within line of sight. A trap
Right.
for this purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable.
As you enter this hallway and cast that, you notice every single door has some sort of trap effect on it.
Ah, good to know.
Very good.
I will relay that information.
Even this door?
Don't.
Do you
don't,
touch it?
don't.
Do you touch it?
No.
Come on! What are you not
I mean-
lose?
I just kind of looked at Salem. I mean, maybe that's why people don't make, because they try to investigate rather than be direct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just yeah.
As you see this hallway, it's pretty well closed off except for this large glowing orb here. For your perception checks, what did you roll? Did you roll above a fucking 10?
Oh shit! I didn't roll.
I rolled a 10.
God, 12.
I rolled.
I'm gonna come out of Aries' pocket at this point.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be a human again.
Yes.
I rolled a natural 20 for a 31.
Whoa. That's better than a 10.
You see a doorway at the very end of the hallway, Airy, and it's guarded by two skeletal knights. Just to the left of it, you see this giant glowing orb, and you see a bunch of hooded individuals, robes that look familiar to you from but a few weeks ago when you killed those children.
So that's really only like a week ago.
A week ago. I meant a week ago.
Yeah.
You see them bowing down to this orb, up and down. You see a tiefling watching over all of them. This red tiefling with armor and this long sword behind him, and you can just see this.
Wait. Does he look like excellence?
No, he does not look like excellence at all.
Good, because that would suck.
No.
Does he look like Cole, even though we don't know him?
No. He's red like Cole, but he has a very different and distinct look. Salem, his face gets ghostly. And you see him take out his journal. And he starts looking through his notes real quick.
Oh no.
And he closes it.
Mm-hmm.
Eri, what are you seeing?
I see a red tiefling and an orb with... Do I recognize this individual?
You notice one of its horns seems a little gnarled in a particular place. That's the only notable feature you can tell about it right now.
It has a bit of a gnarled horn. Are you familiar with this individual?
I'm personally not, but Phi is. She told me from Torleaf and in his report notes that this was an individual that was a torturer inside Tendorf. They recovered an orb from him that he used to control minds. What if the children are being taken here?
They probably are. And they're converted, is the best way to describe it. This is... Wait. I just found the name in my notes. Does this match the descriptions I've heard of the butcher?
The butcher was referred to as a Cobalt Wolf commander that was executed in Yin Yang. He had a name as the butcher.
Okay.
This was a different torturer that was inside the Altar of Shadows beneath Tendorf from the report. In the one shot within the shadows.
The part that I missed out on because I left.
Yes.
And there was a very similar orb and other vampires and shit bowing to it.
Mm.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, I don't think we can do any worse than killing children a second time.
Nope.
I see.
How like closely packed are these people?
People are around the. Let me show you.
Oh, cool. Boxes, Emily. You got so many boxes.
I don't know. I think we could use a few more.
More box.
More boxes. More boxes.
Never enough. Never enough.
Where's the switch? There it is. It is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45 feet at the end of the hallway from you.
And how many bad guys are there?
There is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35 feet away from you. 2 skeleton guards. Individuals worshipping, and you can tell the tiefling is there, and you can't really tell what else is in here besides these individuals here.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. I mean, they're not attacking us at the moment.
Oh, it's off. It's just one step.
What's the tiefling doing?
Just laughing to himself,
Looking at us?
enjoying life. No, his back is to you. I'm not gonna fix it.
Oh, they
because
haven't
it's
seen us yet?
What's that? No, none of them have noticed you. You guys have entered the hallway. There's a
Oh,
clear
shit.
disconnect between the voice that talks to you and everything else that goes on inside this castle.
They don't know we're here? Okay.
How far away is this orb?
The orb looks to be about 55 feet away. It's massive.
Can we send that orb somewhere else? I don't know if we can destroy it, but can we teleport it somewhere? Transport it somewhere?
Put it in the bag.
I don't think
That's
that's gonna fit.
It's about, I'd say, 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a big orb.
It's got a big pedestal.
Oh, does the 20 feet include the pedestal?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess the orb itself is only like 5 feet in diameter.
And the orb is white in color, correct?
It's changing colors.
What if we
Okay.
break the pedestal?
I mean,
Banishment.
What if I just banished it?
that's what I'm thinking of.
I could do it. Wouldn't be hard.
Does
about-
banishment work on objects?
Let's find out. One creature. Nope.
That was quick as shit. Goodbye, plane.
I'm speedy. I'm smart lass. How high is the ceiling in this area?
Where you are currently is only about 5 feet, but it opens up into a great wide
How
section.
big? How big?
80 feet tall. It's fucking
All
huge.
right.
And you're
Can you-
7
So-
stories up, and this is like 80 feet.
How? What is the ceiling like? Could you potentially grapple to the ceiling?
Stone-wise, there is definitely plenty of arcs, gargoyle statues. Yeah, there are Batman-esque Arkham City style areas up there for you.
Okay. Who's got some extra rope?
I think everyone has rope.
Who's got some extra rope that they want to lend to me?
I can give you rope.
I do. I can have my 50 feet of rope.
Thank you.
I could destroy the pillar.
That would be helpful too. I wanted to climb, I want to like grapple and climb, but that's also cool. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't
Less
know
dangerous.
what the best course of action here is.
Can you shatter it?
I can destroy the pillar. That's all I can do. I'm not sure if the object would shatter or not upon impact with the ground.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I can do that when I need
Does
to. I
Wendy
believe.
have a haversack?
What was that?
Haversack or a similar bag of holding?
Can anyone make a portal?
That's what I'm trying to do, is to make a portal.
Should have asked you to make a portal.
I think Tyr helped us enough. We've made it this
There are a
far
lot of things I
without.
would have asked for that I'm thinking about now. I'm like, oh, why didn't I just do that?
Why don't we just?
Yeah,
wait
but we
before
got through one of the more difficult, I think.
I hope so.
I love your ingenuity. I am proud of my players.
I can take care of the undead.
Let's just
Okay.
wipe the floor. With
Same.
this. Come on.
Do we just want to just kill the tiefling? I mean, he's definitely a.
Yeah, I want to hit him so much.
I want to destroy the pillar ASAP. See what happens.
Okay.
Okay, what do you want to? How do you want to destroy the pillar? What's your idea here?
Whatever Ralia said, she could do.
Disintegrate.
Oh, but you're gonna burn her spell if you do
That's
that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well,
Well, if not, we can go the old grapple route.
I want you guys to. Fuck, where is this? All right, never mind. keep
Natural
talking.
18. Whatever it is, natural 18. I'm ready.
Where the fuck is this? There it is.
Well, we can have one or two people try to destroy the pillar. The rest of us go for
Hey,
the tiefling.
Ulazal, don't you know how to do like mold earth or like shape stone or something?
Everybody make dex
like
saving
that?
throws.
We waited too long.
Yes, you did. They heard you talking.
Actually,
Dex saving throw?
Dex saving
Natural-
throws.
27.
Okay.
Not good.
Save.
6.
Fail.
oh, natural 20.
Save.
Yo, I got a natural 20.
rolled with advantage because I'm used to
20.
Save. Fucking Ralia. What did Belfina get?
Did you leave me with a 2?
No, just roll the dice, Emily.
My word. I got a natural 3.
Oh, so you failed too. So that is. As you guys are discussing the Salem's got to roll too, and he has
Salem obviously succeeds.
He fails.
No,
so
he
then
doesn't.
he'll take half damage with using his uncanny dodge.
See?
You guys, as you're discussing, an explosion goes off of fire in that hallway, hitting all of you for 35 fire damage. And as the explosion hits and you hit the wall, a second explosion goes off of necrotic damage, doing another 35 damage.
Wow. Rude.
I got one.
That is a total of 70 points of damage.
Rude. But Ralia absorbs all the necrotic and fires it back at them, and we win.
She's probably.
If only.
Damn.
As you guys look up from the hallway, you can see the tiefling now looking at all of you going, interesting. I never roll initiative. And then we'll
That
pick
guy's
up
gonna die.
next week from here.
Ooh, nice.
Even with a character that's got better initiative, still shit.
Oh, natural 20 for a 23.
Just keep rolling, bro. Keep rolling them. Whatever
Yes.
you're doing, roll it the same way every time.
Okay? Belfina?
6.
Okay. Harry?
I rolled bad. 19.
Uh-huh.
Salem. Bellona?
10. On brand.
Ralia?
11.
Okay.
Oh.
Even Raleigh goes before me. Fuck.
I have a plus
Lizzle.
0 initiative.
7.
Plus 4.
7.
Yeah, Justin, something to keep in mind. Barbarians get advantage after a certain level.
Homie, I already showed you what I can do. I already showed you the path to true initiative.
Yeah, so I rolled an 18. I was like, nice!
All right.
Oh, I get advantage! 20,
Next session,
alright!
we will pick up with the tiefling battle inside Lianzhou.
Very cool.